1-2. Mike St.
Well, Dave, what were some of your takeaways from the Pittsburgh game that you guys are hoping you can carry into this one as you're looking to get 2 wins in a row?
Well, it was number one. I mean, it was a good win at home in front of our, to be able to play well, play hard, find a way to win against a good team. Which that's our expectations coming into that game. It was an important result. So, it's never perfect, but we found our way through a couple rough patches. We responded really well to a couple spots with a little adversity, and found a way to get a really important 2 points for ourselves.
Is Jones your starting goalie tonight?
Pardon me?
Jones starting tonight?
No, Joey DeCord will start tonight.
All right. And did I miss Jaden Schwartz out there, or was he not out there again?
It's an optional today, so yeah, it's just optional skate. So, I don't know if he skated or not. I hadn't looked out there.
How important are these games against division opponents?
Well, we've talked about it before. They're extremely important. You only get so many opportunities within the division, and this is obviously it's a tough building to play in against a real good team. So it's a night we've got to be ready to go and be ready to compete for 60 minutes.
Dave, last time we talked to you, you talked about you have the luxury this season of being able to get some lines together more frequently, seeing that chemistry build. In addition to what they're actually doing on the ice, what are maybe the intangibles that come from having lines that are able to stick together?
Well, pieces that fit together, are really important. A lot of times that comes in twos, we've been able to keep a couple of the groups together now for, a half dozen games, and that's important. Guys can build their game, grow with some of that chemistry, have a quicker understanding of where they're going to be on the ice, and some of that, when you're under pressure, some of those little things matter. They matter the most.
You just mentioned working in the pairs. I know a lot of coaches like to think about their lines that way. Do you anticipate maybe continuing to play with that third person on each line throughout the season and keeping the two? Is that kind of your methodology?
We'll see where things take us. Right now we're happy with the growth that we see for sure in the two of the lines that have stayed together. There's been mixing and matching on the other two, and that'll continue as we go throughout the season, most likely.
And my last question for you on lines. With Maddie's line, is it a skill matchup that you like with those three, or is it also the balance of seniority versus youth coming from those three together?
Really doesn't have, for me, it doesn't have anything to do with seniority or youth. I mean, I think it's always a benefit if a young guy has the opportunity to play with a good veteran. But and not in that case for me. It's just three guys fit together. Their communication has been good. They paid attention to detail defensively. They've shown a little bit of chemistry on the offensive side of the game. So those are the things. They're the three NHL players that right now have fit together pretty well.
On that note, any lineup changes outside of DeCord from Pittsburgh?
No, we'll go with a similar looking lineup to the Pittsburgh game.
And on a little bit more on the optional skate. Do guys kind of earn the right if they're playing well enough and maybe a little bit dinged up? Why are so many skates optional and practices optional for you?
Well, we haven't. This is the first optional skate that we've had. We've taken a lot of days off in the first month, and that's purely a fact. We played 10 games in 18 days coming out of the gate. That's a ton of hockey. So our formula, that had us at our best was rest, on as many days as we could. Combine that with a good morning skate and get ready to go at night. Now we're into a little bit different sequence here. We had a great practice yesterday. We had a full work day, so this morning is a good opportunity to give guys the opportunity to do whatever they need to do to be ready to play at 7 o'clock tonight. That's what it's about.
So this is a formula that you've seen succeed, basically?
I'm sorry?
This is a formula that you've seen succeed, like rest heavy, more important than working on stuff?
Every team is a little bit different. And that's, you got to figure out the rhythm of your team. And for us, like I said, it's purely, the fact of 10 games in 18 days. I'll understate it. That's pretty taxing. So energy is really important. Rest is a real important piece of that.
Halloween was yesterday. What's the best costume you've ever had?
I don't know if I've ever had a good one, judging by some of the costumes I heard in the team party. So I'm way out of touch.